We are live.
This is
finally.
Rogue One. What's up, you guys? We're back. This is Monday Cinema Club. I'm Dante Bosco. This is Alice.
Alice Rahmatullah for my Chinese fans. Hi, 大家好，欢迎来到我们的电影俱乐部 for my Uyghur fans. Yaxşımızlar bizden kino klubumuzla kegnağa karşı alımız. Min asman Bargül and min Englishman Alice.
And happy holidays to everybody out
Happy
there.
holidays, everyone. Sorry for the little late.
We're a little late. What's up, Pickle Issues? What's up, Crabzilla? What's going on? Audrey Bill, Cruzby, 86, Cynthia Estrella, 22, along with everybody out there. Sorry we're a little late. I just came from a live stream from Box Lunch. That's why I was a little late.
How did it go?
Went really good. We talked about a lot of Avatar stuff and talked to a lot of folks, but now we're here talking to you guys about movies. For the first people that are joining us in on Monday Cinema Club. Can you explain it?
Of course, I can explain that.
Please.
Well, this is like a Monday. It's just basically like a book club. It just instead of the book, we watching a lot of movies because Dante and I, we are filmmakers, producers, actors, directors. So we love to discuss the film we watch. Might as well let's do it in live streaming.
Yeah.
So it's quarantine. Everybody's staying home. There's nothing going on except talking about movies.
Watching movies, talking about movies, hopefully writing movies, finishing movies. That's what we're doing. And so this week, we found out recently that Miss Alice Rahmatullah here has never seen a Star Wars movie in her life.
Never. And
so I got the idea we should watch Star Wars, but then I want to do something interesting, and I wanted to watch one of my favorite Star Wars films, which is Rogue One.
But the interestingly, a lot of people boo.
I know some people are mad. They want you to start
Why do you
Star Wars because you haven't started any Star Wars.
If you never watched a Star Wars film, why did you start with the Rogue One? Like people got super pissed. I don't know. Dante picked that movie. I'm just following his guidance.
There's other people that think it was the right choice. Because in Star Wars, not the prequels, but the original Star Wars start with Luke Skywalker and the crew. But they're getting but this movie predates in the timeline of Star Wars that first one, so it kind of sets you up for what's going to happen.
To be honest.
So we want to get right into the movie? Let's just get right into the movie.
Right, get into the movie, of course. Well, movie directed by, I want to pronounce it right.
Gareth
Edwards. And, well, of course, it's a big box office film. Made a lot of 1.05 billion monies. Surprisingly, I love, start by Diego Luna, and Felicity Jones, and Donnie Yang, Zhang Wen. These two Asian actors. It's from China, and Zhang Wen. He's my favorite actor. He's the one of the actor, like, not because he got cast for this specific role.
He's a star in China. They're both. Danny Yang.
It's a martial art star.
Yeah, Ip Man. He's amazing.
All his work, it's well known by his martial art skills. But Zhang Wen is a different scenario. He's a great actor.
And you could tell in the movie. So let's just start with, this is the deal. I'm a big Star Wars fan. She has never seen Star Wars, so we're going to start our conversation off with us talking. Of course, we're going to bring you guys in with some special guests that came in for the VIP list. We're going to come and talk about Star Wars, and specifically Rogue One. And so if you guys have watched it, want to talk about it, definitely come and join us. Happy birthday to Nada Kajeska. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And again, everybody out there, thank you guys for joining us. So, who wants to start? Me or you?
You start, because you're a big fan.
I love Star Wars. I love these movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know, it's like this whole saving the world. It's a story that told time and time again, and being a part of some kind of force that saved the world from evil. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why a lot of us resonate with this feeling. It's Avatar. It's a lot of these things. This is interesting because it takes place in outer space, and the characters are so robust from all the different trilogies of films. And then when they have this one standout movie, Rogue One has become, my top. I don't want to say my favorite Star Wars film. It's a toss between Rogue One and probably Empire Strikes Back, probably.
Probably.
But I love Rogue One because the filmmaking is so amazing, the writing's amazing, the idea of this story of bringing these the plans, which will kick off the whole series, the plans of the Death Star to the Rebel Alliance, and then kind of going back and the throwback to the characters like C-3PO, Darth Vader making a show, Princess Leia making a kind of cameo, and even though they did it with all computer graphic kind of stuff, it was really amazing. But just the story and the tragedy of the story, you kind of fall in love with these characters.
And everybody dies.
And everybody dies at the end.
But
they get their plans out. You know what I'm saying? But they and the whole idea that I love about the romanticism about change in the world and change in society or saving the world. Even like times like now, is there going to be any change? Is there going to be anything that's going to happen in the world that we can kind of impact it? But they always go back to like have hope, like just a little morsel of a hope, and that little morsel of hope is what starts rebellion, what starts change. It's like you can't go into it thinking it's like a done deal or everyone will be doing it. It's just it's against all odds, and and I think we all feel, especially as actors in this town or your own careers, like you feel like no one's on your side. It's just you against the world, and there's something about that kind of resonates with me and sees it. But then watching the movie is beautiful, and it's funny and beautiful, and the cinematography and the technology where it was at when they did this film in 2016.
No, this is early 2000. It's 16.
2016.
They shot it on 2015 and then released on 2016.
I mean, it takes Star Wars to another level because I love the old Star Wars movies with the models and everything like that. But you see where we've come and. People, I had some issues with the prequels, which some people would have. People love, they grew up with it. Some people kind of have some issues with it, but I think it all came together really beautiful in Rogue One. So what about you? Give me a quick. It's your first time seeing Star Wars.
General idea, you give me whole bigger picture of the general idea. All right, so this is my first time watching it. A lot of people got surprised, well, you haven't watched the Star Wars, so you can't be my friend. Out. Okay. It is. Do you want me to be honest? Or should I honest? Am I gonna
be honest?
Am I gonna get a lot of hater because I'm being?
It's
honest?
not your genre of film.
It's not. I love action films. This is action adventure film is my genre, but it's really hard to me to because it's a space. This war.
It's outer space. It's in a galaxy far away.
Far away.
That's right,
so it's
Alice.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm yelling with you into the camera.
I'm talking, Dante. I am talking.
I'm hearing.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So it's a space. It's taking a space. It's hard to find what location, what, where, when, why.
It's different planets.
So what, where, when,
planets.
why. This is I have to really, to be honest, I literally barely made the film. I watched it
She's dragging her heels all week. She took her a whole week to watch this movie, you guys. This is Rogue One.
I know. Alice is talking. Thank you, Zuko.
Zuko's turtle ducks.
Alice talking.
And I'm listening. I
don't think so.
I am.
So it's fun. Whole film, I feel it's expensive.
Oh, it's very
a lot
expensive.
of money. And as an actor, I'm looking.
You're in outer space.
I know I'm out of space.
How do you get cameras out there? That's why it costs so much.
It's expensive, and it's beautifully done, and it's great acting, and I'm so happy. Producers casting an actor, especially Chinese, Asian actor, out of the box. Not only cast him because of
very
their
interracial. Diego Luna, which we watched Imam Tambien on Monday Cinema Club.
And
he was really good.
Of course. So and Riz Ahmed. Those are
awesome. And all the characters were flawed. All the characters were flawed.
Exactly. A lot of minorities, a lot of diversity. So, and surprisingly, one of the Asian actors, Zhang Wen, one of my favorite actors, cast him as
I've never
good,
seen him act in anything.
As a good. You haven't seen.
I want to see him because he's amazing.
I'm talking.
I'm talking with you.
Why are you so loud?
I'm just teasing. There's Danny Yen right there. Good going.
So he casted as actor, not because of his good martial arts skills.
He wasn't doing no martial arts. He had a big gun.
Exactly, a lot of
long hair.
Exactly. So it's a lot of surprises, and it's entertaining for sure.
What about the robot? You like the robot?
And then my favorite character. Here I come, like you're like pushing me so.
I'm not
fast.
pushing you.
Let me talk.
I'm rolling with you.
I talk really slow, but this guy talks so fast, and he's just pushing me like I don't know what to do. I can't. All right, I have to be cool.
What you like about that robot?
I love the robot. You want to talk?
No, I just wasn't on my head. What's your favorite character? Favorite character, Alice? Give it to me.
Robot. I was about to say that.
Is your favorite character is a robot? I didn't know that.
It is. I was about to say that. I'm slowly going there. You're just like, what about this? What about that? What about this?
I know where you're going before you're going because I know the movie.
How do you know where I'm going?
What do you like about the robot?
Because he's funny, cute, and then it's comedy. It's something like you can laugh about.
I know.
And then even though he's a robot, he has a character.
Were you surprised when Diego Luna's character killed that guy at the beginning of the movie? For like no, almost apparently like you never see the heroes of the movie like kill someone early like that.
I don't know. I didn't get surprised.
I was like, ooh.
No, I wasn't surprised.
Because in Star Wars, like it's like heroes do hero stuff, villains do villain stuff. But then like it's like the hero that did something.
Don't you think a lot of like superhero films they got like you will get surprised like they kill their heroes in early and they give them a strong
but not
reason.
The hero. The hero doesn't usually.
Hero and some of the heroes they kill their heroes in early and then give the rest of the crew a huge reason why you have to go this adventure.
Yeah, but also because of, the part in the film where he talks about Diego Luna's character talks about he gave a lot for the rebellion, the alliance, and he's done some unquestionable things. And all the people that are going with them on this Rogue One mission, it's like we're all the ones that we've all done things questionably for this quote unquote good thing.
Yeah, quote unquote good thing, but it's not a good thing actually.
It is a good. It's a Rebel Alliance. It is a good thing. Have you watched them? She needs to watch more of the movies, but it gives you a different point of view that you usually get. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Avengers, they're great, but there could be some messed up part of the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? It's like not all good is good. I mean...
yeah, and it's interesting, one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah. What's your favorite scene now? Alice, what is your favorite scene in the movie?
What happened?
No, I'm just asking.
Why are you so sassy right now?
This is Monday.
It's a Monday. What's
Monday
that mean?
Cinema Club.
Why are you so sassy?
I don't know. It's cold outside.
Jane Erso,
Felicity Jones, yeah.
Felicity Jones. What is it? Jin. Her character
Jen Erso.
Jen Erso. Her character when she is in the different species. I don't know exactly what place is there, but she is asking help. And then
from another planet.
Another planet. So like, what we should do. And then one of the person said, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice to do anything. But she said, we have a hope. Like the only thing, only motivation is we have a hope. Let's fight. And I feel like
you're with that. You're down with that.
I mean, are you not?
I am down with that. No, you're very. When you're looking at characters,
I'm always hopeful. I'm a hopeful person.
You're hopeful. You are hopeful. And as you write movies, it's always like you always like to see like really strong female characters, heroines. And she's good. And she's flawed. She has, she has her issues about her past and all that stuff.
Well, everyone's not perfect. You have a lot of
I am.
Huh?
Perfect.
You're perfect? You're perfect? Perfect? Like perfect, like 100% perfect?
I'm perfect being imperfect. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what's wrong with you
perfect
today.
Being
I
imperfect.
just wanna... Yeah, that's what
Did you drop your phone?
Yes, I did.
There's a lot going on here today. Hope you guys are doing good today. Hope you guys have a good holiday season.
So, all right, let's bring our people in.
Do we have someone?
Of course, we have a special guest, our dear friend.
1 second. Are they here?
Yes, of course.
I don't know if they're here.
Well, our first guest is...
They're not even here.
He is here. Stormy, are you here?
I don't see Storm here. He was supposed to talk, but he's not here.
Storm, right here.
What's he saying?
He's gonna be the first one.
I know, but where's he at? You better text him, tell him to get in
Where
here.
you at? Where you at, Storm?
I see a lot of people that want to people love this movie or hate this movie. I don't know.
So
come in
they
and
want
let's
to
talk.
come in. So what did they shoot? Did they hashtag?
Hashtag Rogue.
Rogue or one.
Hashtag Rogue.
Rogue.
Hashtag Rogue. Let's get you in here. Let's get people talking here. We have a few people coming in, but we'll always get to Storm because he did email you early.
He did email me early, and then he boomed. He said, "Why don't they pick this film?"
No, he didn't say that.
He did that. He's like, "Whoa."
I'm bringing people.
Boo. He said, "Boo! Why Rogue One?" That's what he said. Yes,
oh my God.
Hey.
Yo, Ethan, what's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. You're looking real mysterious today.
Doing good. Hi. Hi, can you see me?
There we go.
So,
hey,
have you seen Rogue One?
I have. I've seen it maybe 2 times now. It's not my favorite Star Wars movie, but it's up there.
Okay, let's talk. Well, okay, first of all, to get things in reference, what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
I wouldn't have said it's my favorite movie, but it's a TV show.
Which one?
It's Rebels. It's a TV show.
Oh, the Rebels.
But,
yeah. I have a character in Star Wars Rebels.
You do?
Yeah,
Who is
I
it?
play Jai Kell. Like when he goes into the to the kids in the camp and the Empire camp and then Force and they kind of break out. I'm one of those guys. I'm Jai Kell.
Wow. I'll remember that.
Shout out to Rebels fan. So I'm a little biased. I got a little piece of Star Wars adventure. So talk to me about Rogue One. Give me your point of view on Rogue One.
Let's see. Favorite character had to be the robot K. I don't know the rest of his name. It's K something.
K2.
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 Yeah.
Fire Dark Robot. Yeah. Funny.
Yeah.
3PM.
Who did that?
Even though he wasn't alive, it was like it still felt like it was the saddest death for me.
I mean, the whole thing. This is the crazy thing about this movie when everyone starts dying. Oh my God! You're just.
Are you still being hopeful even though after? Like,
you realize somewhere in the middle, like, oh, they're all gonna die. Oh, this is a death mission. They're done.
They're not coming back from it, and it feels.
Rogue 2. There ain't no Rogue 3. There's no.
No. There's no nothing. There's just Rogue One.
Which is beautiful in a way, but super sad. His death, he had an honorable death. So. That's why
you picked Rogue One.
No, it's good. There's sequels to Rogue One. Okay, besides the robot, who is your favorite character?
Chirrut Imwe. I think he's the blind guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Danny.
He was dope. I am with the Force is with me. I'm with the Force with me.
And one funny thing is, like, when they cover his face, like, come on, I'm blind.
Are you serious? I'm blind. Dope character. It was great to see, because I remember growing up, they said Lucas got inspired by samurai films with the lightsaber and all these kind of Japanese, even philosophies he brought into Star Wars. So coming in Rogue One and kind of paying that off in a cool way, I thought was cool.
I think they make the movie interesting, how they can keep Star Wars without using lightsabers or Jedi in an entire movie.
Right.
That's right.
Although they alluded to the Jedi. I mean, what's the place of the Jedi, right? They blew up Jeddah, the city.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
it was like it was either a city or the entire planet. I don't remember.
Yeah, they didn't know just the city of Jeddah. So
just the city.
Are you guys talking about the different ones?
No, not the second planet they blew, but that first city where they were all in.
Yeah.
So that place is called Jeddah, and that's kind of like the birthplace of Jedis, and they blew it up. Right? Am I wrong?
It's not the birthplace, but it's like a city with a name in it.
Special place.
Yeah, you don't have to be a specific place to be a Jedi, but yeah.
Yeah. So and the Danny Yen's character was kind of like low key. He's low key Jedi. Yes,
he was. I really like
that. How that Krylon. This is when we start nerding out on the Monday Cinema Club, and Alice is blinking her eyes like, what are you talking about? The Krylon, energy that they're taking from the planet to power the Death Star is the same stuff that powers the lightsaber.
Yes, it's
Can you explain?
They don't have a lightsaber. Only Darth Vader came with a lightsaber.
Oh.
She don't know what we're talking about, Asian. She don't know what we're talking about. So,
Uh,
okay, just a quick question to you. In the
yeah.
pantheon of Star Wars movies, where does it go?
In the pantheon, like of worst to best, in my opinion.
Yeah, just like give me where you think where Rogue One stands within like top 5. Is it even in your top?
I feel like it's in my top 10.
Oh my God! Top 10?
Yeah, it's top 10.
Okay, give me your list. Just give me your
Oh
list.
my
Give me your list.
Dante, why do you pick? No.
Give me your list.
Well, you have to start with Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones.
Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
That's a you different generation. You came up with you started with the with the prequels? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch
I started with the prequels, yeah.
Okay, keep going, Nathan. Keep going.
I think after Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones, it'll be Return of the Jedi.
I like that.
And then it'll be A New Hope.
New Hope is the third one, yeah.
I heard New Hope is better than
It's really good.
any other Star Wars film.
Not necessarily. You watch it again and just things you thought were in New Hope. It's actually Empire Strikes Back.
I disliked The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh
it was kind of boring.
Thank you. Thank you.
What are we talking about here? Nathan, what are we talking about?
It was boring. It was like a filler movie.
Oh my God, it's called Empire Filler movie, you guys.
I much more enjoyed the TV shows than I did the movies, but the movies are good too.
The movies are good too. Okay. Well, thank you for calling in. Anything else you want to tell us about Rogue One before you go?
I don't think so, because like it's a good movie, but I watched it just so we could have this nice chat.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Have a good week.
So nice. Wait. Before we go,
Yeah.
you want to know
next week's movie? It's the last movie of the year.
For the year.
We're just gonna do a special one because it's the holiday season. We're gonna do Hook. We're gonna do Hook next week. So
Hook?
If you watch Hook,
okay.
We can reminisce on. I can reminisce on a lot of things, but I watch Hook. It's a Christmas movie, so we can watch Hook together, you guys, and like really talk about this.
That's our last.
That's last movie of the year. That's last movie of the year. But thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you for coming in.
Of course. Always. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So we don't agree on it, but you know what? I respect his point of view.
Do you? What about my point of view? What about my point of view?
I respect your point of view.
Do you?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Can you look at my eyes and
I respect that point of view. The point of view of you is good. Do we? Hold on a second.
Stormy, where are you?
We lost Storm. Can Storm get in the show? But it doesn't matter. We're just gonna bring other people in.
Okay.
My button's not hitting people.
Okay.
Let's see who else we got.
Did you pull anyone?
Oh, we did. We got another person coming
in. So
#
Rogue. If you watch the film.
Or say, hey!
What's up?
What's up? Look at that beard, Thomas.
Oh, this is weird. It's like delayed on my end. Oh yeah, thank you.
You're looking like a Jedi right now.
I am looking like a Jedi. I am a Jedi
like
Master.
You're looking like
Obi-Wan. Dude, I loved Rogue One. I thought it was a great movie.
Talk to us. Let's just break it down one more time.
Please.
Okay, so what is it, Alice? Oh, sorry. Here you go.
Go ahead. Carry on.
I got this one with me.
Is that Iris?
So that is Iris. Say hi.
Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, she's having a good
Doing
time.
good.
Break down some Rogue One for us, Thomas.
Yeah. So one thing that I really liked about the Star Wars universe, the Jedi and Sith are cool, definitely. But I was always a big fan of like she's eating goldfish. The other more nitty gritty, the bounty hunters, the Empire agents, the smugglers like Han Solo, all of those guys. I thought those were like really, really cool, and they had a lot of really interesting stories. And this, what Rogue One kind of touches into, is all of these people who are not part of this religious sect of the Jedi and then the Sith, which is a big reason why Mandalorian was. I also loved that because it's the same thing. It's all this other stuff that's in the Star Wars universe that's really, really cool to touch on. But I thought the movie itself was really cool because it was really like your heroes don't survive this. Like they're not going to, you kind of know what's going to happen.
The moment
but
you realize that's going to happen, you just start feeling real sad. You're like, oh.
Do I?
Yeah.
They're not getting out.
There's not going to happen. It's like you see that they're just sitting down at the end, just like, this is my inevitable death that's coming towards me now. It's just over.
Telling the pilot, keep the engines running because you're only ticket out of here.
Right.
Like, oh, hold up, we're not getting out of here.
Yes.
Nope, not happening.
Let's just try to get these plans out. Maybe we can send a little seed of hope into the universe.
I think that's the trick.
Iris knows what I'm talking about.
She knows exactly what you're talking about. Do you like Star Wars, Iris? Do you like Baby Yoda?
Iris looks like Baby
Yoda. She thinks the robots and Baby Yoda are like the funniest things. So
it's very wise.
Which touching on that, obviously the robot for Rogue One, also the best character by far.
Great character.
Yeah, I think it was. I thought Alan did a really good job. With that character. And then in Mandalorian, I love whenever they grab just funny, people to play the robots' voices and stuff, because then I think they end up having a lot more character to them. Because it's not all C-3PO, just being, oh good, I'm a panic constantly about everything. And you have these actual humor with it.
R2-D2 is pretty funny.
Oh, I love R2-D2. He's my favorite character.
We have
in all of Star Wars. I love R2-D2. He's great.
You don't know, he just speaks in robot talk. He's all things. He's like just this. Do you understand? I try to explain Star Wars to someone who never seen Star Wars, the whole Star Wars movie.
Yes, because Julia does not like Star Wars either. So.
And then it's like, you see these two robots right here later on. What he's talking about? They're talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hold on a second, this guy's talking later. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
What is going on? Like, it's a lot of too much things going on in that for one
because
film.
We know a lot of things you don't know, Alice.
Yeah, it helps. It's like
me and Thomas.
Rogue One was just a one movie story.
Lore.
And I think that's what. Because me and Julia and my mom actually went and saw Rogue One in theaters, and so I liked it because I knew a lot about the Star Wars lore and everything else. So seeing these stories was just really cool. Iris is screaming at me, or at the other baby who's
maybe she's in Yoda, or she's
might as well be. So, but yeah, I mean, I liked it. My wife likes Rogue One because she thought it was a good one-off movie where you didn't have to necessarily know everything and you could still enjoy it. With the Star Wars trilogies,
the one we just watched, you can watch it as a movie. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's totally fine. You don't have to know everything. It's fine.
I know
no more.
No, I want to just enjoy the film, even though I didn't watch any of this. I want the film as a kid.
Has she watched The Mandalorian?
Oh, Violet's upset. I don't know who's more upset, my kid or Alice right now. So we'll see.
She's with me.
Yeah, she's teething right now, so the baby's super upset.
It's okay. But so, last question before I let you go here. Where do you put Rogue One in the pantheon of Star Wars movies?
I would say it's in my top 3.
Me too.
Yeah, I think it's my top 3. I think Empire is my favorite.
I'm there.
It's tough.
Empire, Rogue One, Last Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that too. I was like, in terms of the movies, yeah. But there's
New Hope is great too. New Hope is
really good. I grew up watching the sequels, so those are always the prequels are okay, but
the new generation, the people that were kids and they grew up watching the prequels, that's their movies. No matter what we got today, because we grew up with the original OG films.
Right. Yeah. Watching oh god, what was it? We went and watched The Phantom Menace whenever they remastered it or something like that. like was it like 5 years ago or so? It was out in theaters again. I legitimately fell asleep through the movie, and I felt so bad about it because, like, you know, I was paying to go watch it.
Not Last Jedi. I meant Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah. No, like you're saying, there's something about growing up with that, or at least that being around it so much, and then we just have a different appreciation for it than, say, the ones we were kids. Which I was a kid, obviously, whenever the new ones came out. But I just really liked the story with Luke. I liked, you know, how badass Vader was. You know, just that whole. It was finishing the story rather than like kind of starting into it, and then they're trying to do all this, you know, fancy stuff with the, you know, cinematography and all that jazz. But
I like it.
Also, Alice, are you going to watch Mandalorian now with Dante?
Yeah, do that.
Did I tell you when Anakin's like there and Obi-Wan's like, I got the high ground on you. Don't. He got his lightsabers. Don't come up here. You know,
Yeah.
High ground, and then he just cut off his limbs. Left my dude.
Yeah. he warned you.
He warned him though.
Yeah.
He warned him. He was like, don't come up here because I got the high ground. And he was like,
I actually watched Revenge of the Sith last night or the night before. I was playing games, and it was just on my second monitor, and I was watching it, and I was like, I got to that scene, and I was like, hold on, I gotta stop what I'm doing. I have to watch this fight scene because the fight scene's so good, but the rest of the movie's just kind of like, you know.
Come up there. No, don't do it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chop off all your limbs.
Yeah. Also, did you hear that with the new Hayden is returning as Vader for the new Obi-Wan series? That should be pretty. Because the reason I think it's going to be badass is hopefully they take the Vader that they used in Rogue One for all Vader stuff from now on, because that was the most horrifying thing in the entire movie.
Like a little skinnier, younger Vader, even though he has all that.
Yeah, they'll pad him up with some. They'll pad him up with some robotics and pillows and stuff. It'll be fine. They'll make him big and thick. It'll be good.
Thin in Rogue One, he looked like it.
Because he's supposed to be, he's so mostly machine anyway. So I don't know. It might be he has like those little peg leg robot legs or something like that.
All he uses is torso. Anakin can't swim no more. He got no more limbs.
No, he goes straight down. Unless he takes all of his limbs off, then he can float like a buoy, and he's fine. All right, guys.
Alice, I got the high ground. Don't come up here. I just love that part. All right, Thomas.
Just do as many Star Wars jokes around Alice for the rest of the evening, and then you'll just see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.
Coming in.
All right.
No sweat.
Oh, bye. Calvatrine out of Arkansas. Let's bring some more people in. Let's bring some other people in. I'm seeing people hit me. Did Storm ever hit us back to get in or no?
I didn't know Storm, he's reserved happy guest.
I'm gonna I just brought someone in. The first person I saw when Thomas left, hi!
Oh, hi!
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's your name?
I am the E-Man, chilling like a villain, singing like Bob Dylan, keep it on the low with some double stuffed Oreos, yeah.
Oh, yeah!
What's up? From? I'm from Charlotte. The last time you guys did an Indiana Jones show, you guys did Raiders of the Lost Ark, I was on there. But my lights were off, so I was kind of incognito, you know what I'm saying? But I got the lights on today. Yeah, man.
Joining us again out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So have you watched this week or ever have you watched Rogue One?
Absolutely. And let me tell you.
Can we talk, though? Can we talk?
Yes. Yes, we can. Because you know what? It came out in 2017, and I just got a job at the movie theater the week of Rogue One. And
that's like the best job in the world, I would think.
It is the best job in the world. And I hate that movie theaters are having the hard time that they're having right about now. Man, it really breaks my heart. But to the movie, man, fantastic. What makes the movie so great is that it's a reminder that the original Empire is no joke. The original Empire is a threat to the Rebel Alliance. You're emotionally invested in the movie, you know, and it's also a reminder that Darth Vader is that dude. let me remind people of something, okay? Darth Vader.
A weapon to blow up a planet. We ain't messing with trying to like hit you with a bomb or something. We're gonna blow up whole planet. You're gonna see just a wave of concrete and no hope. It's like
no, dude. It's crazy, dude. Darth Vader's that dude, man. Darth Vader. Just a reminder. He fought Luke Skywalker in Empire, cut off his arm, and guess what? He's like, guess what, Luke Skywalker? I'm your daddy. You don't believe it? Search your feelings. That's the coldest mess in movie history, man. Darth Vader is that guy, man.
Darth Vader is a character for sure. And I love how they just kind of like, when he made an appearance, and then when he comes down the hallway, and everyone's like, out of the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get out of here. He starts messing everybody up. I hated Darth Vader growing up because I don't like evil dudes.
Who does?
Some people. There's some Empire people out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know there's some Empire folks out there.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Yeah. I love Rogue One. I didn't expect.
I didn't. Backstory, so you're gonna feel like the humanization of Darth Vader.
Definitely.
Where do you put Rogue One in the pantheon of Star Wars films?
Okay, well, out of respect of the original trilogy, and the first movie that I ever watched was Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is the first. Empire is the second. First of all, that guy that said the Empire is boring, I don't know what he's on, but he's crazy. Because Empire is that movie, man.
Empire's the one.
Empire, of course, the original, A New Hope, and then Rogue One will be at number 4. Okay, the prequels are somewhere down there, and the new trilogy I just can't really get into. I'm sorry, I don't really care. Well, you know what it is? It's because I feel like they were making stuff as they were going up. They were kind of making stuff up as they were going along. And I love the first one, which was Force Awakens. I liked that until they killed Han Solo, and I thought that was cheap. You know what I mean?
Feel about Kylo Ren. Let's just get it out right now. How you feel about Kylo Ren?
I think he's a child and he's a brat, and I don't really feel like he's a threat, and that's what made Rogue One so great, because there's a reminder that the original Empire, were no joke. I don't think that Kylo Ren is much of a villain. I think he's just a child. I can't really get into the new characters at all.
It's a little culty, the Empire, ain't it?
Yeah, definitely, dude.
They got a lot of robes. They got all them capes.
Yeah, man.
You know how I laugh about that? Star Wars started in like the 70s, right? And at that time, the 70s, for some reason, if you look at fashion, capes came back. Like David Bowie, like all these people wearing like Elvis, 70s, Elvis. They're all wearing capes. It was part of fashion. See Jackson 5 in the suits with the capes. And so because it was fashion, I think they just put capes on my dudes in outer space because it was the 70s. Now forevermore, these damn capes are part of our life. Are part of our intergalactic life. Yeah. Intergalactic.
I never thought about it that way, but but like Edna Mode said in Incredibles, no capes, no capes, no capes.
No capes, no capes. Okay. And also, one last question before I let you go. When you work at the theater, what movie did you watch most while you were there? You know what I'm saying? Like more than once.
At the time, I watched, I'm a huge MCU fan, huge MCU fan. And Guardians of the Galaxy, I watched at least 7 times.
Ooh, that first one was amazing. That first one was a breath of fresh air and kind of like took us on a direction with some characters that we didn't really know that well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sorry, I watched Volume 2, not Volume 1, but Volume 2. I watched 7 times. Yeah, I love Volume 2.
Okay, I gotta watch Volume 2 again then. I really loved the first one. The second one, I was like, I don't know, but I liked it. Don't get me wrong, I liked it. Just didn't. I had so much hype building up to it because the first one hit me so hard. Right.
I watched Endgame in the movie theater 9 times.
Oh my God! So you're a gangster. Yeah. I like that. That's why I love that movie theaters. If I worked in a movie theater, I would just be watching movies on my day off, just coming in, eating popcorn, free popcorn, just watching free movies.
It's the best job. But before I go, Dante, I have 2 questions for you, if that's okay.
Hit it.
Okay, first question. I know you're going to do Hook next, okay? And I'm really excited about that. I just have a suggestion for a movie in the future.
Hit it.
There's this movie called Inner Space starring Dennis Quaid and Martin Short. I think it's such a sleeper.
I love
and people.
in probably 20 years, but that's a good
suggestion.
That's a good suggestion. I like that. How do you find that movie? That's outside your age range, that one right there.
Actually, me and you are the same age. I'm 43,
okay,
and
so our age range, be good.
Yeah, man, we're vampires, dude. I don't know.
You're 17 and a half.
Thanks, man. And yeah, Inner Space is just like one of those movies that I grew up on, and I absolutely think it has amazing practical special effects, and people don't talk about it enough, in my opinion.
I do love
and
it. Back when you said it, I know exactly the movie. You know the movie? You know the movie.
I know the movie, but I remember I watched it when I was in this.
You never watched the movie.
Film school. We have to watch it.
You never watched Inner Space.
What are you talking about?
Dennis Quaid.
Okay, let's continue.
Although, Dennis Quaid was the one who started the Big Easy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. And the second question I have is I just recently started an IG live show, man. I recently had Dawn Robinson on, and it would from In Vogue. And it would be a complete honor if you're not busy, man. That if you and Alice would join me, man. We could just shoot the stuff, talk about pop culture and everything, man. It would be an honor if you would join my show.
Slide into that DM. Let's try to set it up.
Yes, please. That would be an honor, dude. I really appreciate you having me on this show. You check out the brown sugar poster in the background, man.
I love it. I love it. I love that movie
too.
Man.
Yeah, man. But keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yes.
Alex, man. Shout out to Alex.
That's great.
That's awesome. I love that conversation. We have some more people we can bring in here. Did Storm ever hit us back?
No, I guess Storm got busy on something else.
Storm?
Oh, here. He said, at home, haha. Well, you're in the...
Tell him we're live. We need to get his point of view right now.
Live.
He's not coming. I don't see him. If he gets on, he gets on. If he doesn't get on, he doesn't get on. But let's bring in someone else. Let's go with this dude right here. Talking about Rogue One. Everyone want to talk about Rogue One. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's your
It's
name?
Good to be here. My name's Brandon.
Brandon.
How y'all doing today? Yeah, hi.
Talking about Rogue One today on Monday.
Yeah. So I'm not actually the biggest Rogue One fan. I'm sorry, Dante. I'm here. And first of all, yeah. So I'm gonna take the side of why choose Rogue One as the first intro to Star Wars. It's an interesting option.
It was an interesting option.
I never watched.
Well, just because.
Where would you have started, Brandon? Where would you have started?
So there's the two ways of doing it. You can either do it with the first one ever made, right? You can do it with Episode 4, Star Wars, New Hope, or you can start
before the New Hope. I thought it was like the New Hope, but it's before the.
But Rogue One doesn't really mean much without seeing a New Hope. A lot of, and there's just so much candy in Rogue One where they're like, hey, do you remember this? Hey, look at this Darth Vader scene. I feel like the Darth Vader scene kind of falls flat if you're not really like invested in Darth Vader as a threatening character. So Alice, I'm interested, Alice, in like what the Darth Vader scene experience was to you without seeing without seeing the scenes.
Oh no!
You didn't do anything.
No, I couldn't understand.
Do you know who Darth Vader is?
I know because you guys been talking about nonstop. I feel pressure. I have to know.
Yeah, so because I remember when I watched the Darth Vader scene, I was like, oh, that's like really cool, like for Darth Vader fans and like big Star Wars fans, like that's a moment where like the writers were giving us that candy, that treat. But if you're not like invested in Darth Vader, his story, then that moment kind of just like, cool, big bad guy comes and kills people, cool.
Moments in the movie, I'm like looking at it like, hey, I'm sorry explaining all these things.
Yeah, and I get it. If you choose one, but like there's someone else that came before that talked about like I think one of the coolest things about it is that insight into characters that you don't really get to see their stories very often. It's not about the Jedi. It's about
related any of the character, like even though they
added the story of the Rebel Force trying to overtake the Empire.
That's the general idea.
Did you lock into that?
Of course.
Well, there you go.
Totally. Yeah. So you don't have to be invested in the Star Wars lore to enjoy Rogue One, and I appreciate that as a filmmaking perspective. I think that's really cool. But then again, the protagonist for me was pretty passive with her decision making. I know there's a pretty strong criticism with how many decisions did she make throughout the entire story versus how many people told her, hey, you need to go here next. And she says, do I have a choice? And they say no. And she says, okay. And she kind of gets just dragged along the journey.
All the protagonists as a group, they're all kind of these flawed characters that are like, they're anti-heroes. They're not really heroes. They're like
right, which is a plus. Yeah. And you guys did talk about like one of the themes of it could definitely be like this hopelessness and trying to find hope in those moments.
Yeah.
And so it might play to that strength to say, and I hadn't thought about that, you know, I don't really have this as an option, but I have to do it because I'm being forced. And how do we still find hope in those moments? That's pretty cool. So I learned that through this conversation. I thought that was cool.
Whole conversation in the movie because it's just like, it is hopeless. I mean, like, you go against Empire, they're like, they're the council, they're like, we're game over. Probably surrender, but like, oh, we got a seed of hope. Should we go for it or not? And it's like one little road crew goes for it. And then, of course, now they're like, now you're there, we're all going to go. But like, what happened? Yeah. Before? We didn't plan this out. But I think that's a good thing because I think a lot of us feel hopeless in any situation we have in life. And what we got to remember is all you need is a seed of hope to kind of like,
I mean, that's the only reason I like about it, which is when they're talking about the hopeless and being hopeful in that scene, and then I feel identified himself too, and I feel, and it's interesting, but rest of the scene, like the rest of the film, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I know there's a lot of story point. You're right, Brandon. There's a lot of story.
What is the backstory? Why they?
But I like what she was like. Hope she's like, no one knows we're here. We just get out. We try to get through the first thing, and then if we get to that first thing, we get to the next thing, and then that's life. That's life. Well, but they all dying.
Yeah.
But
I will say they did a good job taking a good swing at like introducing an ensemble cast, not knowing anybody. Like you got all these characters that you've never known before, and you got to give them each a little bit of time. I thought they did a pretty good job with that. But I definitely remember stealing a line from Avatar. I remember when I finished the movie, looking over at my wife and being like, I thought the special effects were decent. You know, she asked me what I thought about. I thought that last airship scene flying through the water, dude, like it's some of the most beautiful cinematography I've ever seen, for sure. Like just the colors and everything, like it was a beautiful scene. And then the explosion and the final, like it was amazing. Those things were absolutely amazing. Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's like beautiful.
When you watch the movie, as far as the Star Wars world, you know, it's one of the times you start feeling, before the new trilogy and stuff are coming out, like the promise of what Star Wars could be, like kind of came together in Rogue One, seeing the world and the technology, what they're working with. And again, and whoever said it earlier, it's interesting that they didn't bring the Sith or the Jedi really into it, no lightsaber, so you're really seeing the world, necessarily the magic, a little bit of it.
It would be a story as if we were in the movie, like the three of us, because these are people that we can actually like identify with as realistic, because they're not swinging around lightsabers with superpowers. They're normal humans, which is that's a pretty cool thing.
Movie theater when Diego Luna's character killed that guy at the beginning, and I was like, hold on a second, is this guy the hero? Like he just killed a guy he got information from. Like what's he doing? You don't kill your guy that gave you something. He was like,
very blurry lines in terms of morality, which is another strength of the film.
It's very strong. But then he comes and has that beautiful monologue at the end where all the guys that have questioned moralities are going to be in this Rogue One thing, because we're under the guise of doing something good for the Alliance. You're like, we've done a lot. It's war. Everyone in war, no matter what side won, did some shady. I'm sure.
For sure. That's the nature of war.
Give me your pantheon of.
Yeah, you're not gonna like it.
Start Alice. If you're gonna start Alice, where are we gonna start?
I would start her with A New Hope, for sure. I mean, and then because for me, so Alice, how much of like the Star Wars do you know? Like, do you know the Luke Vader? What do you know? Spoilers, like
I have no knowledge. I know I've been hearing about this film, like Star Wars, like nonstop. But I'm trying to watch it, but I did not. I don't know why. I don't know. So
that's fair. Okay.
Star Wars film. So one time he found out I didn't watch any of those. It's like, oh, let's do it on Cinema Club, and he started with Rogue One. After I posted on my Instagram, everyone just booming. The boo. Why do you start?
I also did Rogue One for Cinema Club exclusively because we don't have to go into the sequels. It's like it's
for sure. You can just watch one movie and call it a day.
You're not like we have to. Right. That's also,
and that's a strength. I think that is a strength. But so for me, where it ranks, I I'm younger, so I grew up with the prequels. But I will say, so my favorite, although I can say Empire Strikes Back, I think is objectively like the best movie.
Yeah.
And it's what makes Star Wars stand out, is like you got to watch Star Wars so you can experience Empire Strikes Back. I think
was born earlier. Asian said Empire born.
Well,
Come on,
if you think about, you know, the experience of binging them all together, it's different than like if you waited and you heard about this sequel when you went and saw it in theaters and you left the theater thinking, damn, the good guys lost, what now? That's an experience you don't get if you just watch them all back to back to back, because you just know that they're coming in the next, you know, there's another movie, you know, there's coming. But
you know, fans mean something.
But in the theaters, as like as a movie, groundbreaking movie, it's like I don't think it's very common to leave a theater as an audience feeling pretty dejected and like upset about how. Yeah, it's like it's a kind of a unique experience. So I think that
accomplished their mission.
As a fan, got like
Right.
crazy after Rogue One came out, and then after the movie theater, everyone just
I
like
remember
crazy.
loving
Everyone
it. I remember loving Rogue One in the movie theater. I was like,
well, it's just because it's cool. You might not have felt good because you know you lost, but it's a really cool thing. Like, but for me, my favorite is Revenge of the Sith. And that's just because I remember seeing it in the theaters, and there were people down on the floor at the midnight like lightsaber dueling, and I'm like a little 10-year-old up in the stands with my lightsaber spoon that they handed out.
And I did The Last Jedi that way at the theater, and they did the whole trilogy the whole all the films. Yeah. And people were there for 24 hours.
Yeah, that's amazing.
There for the last films, and it was like a DJ in there. They're giving away prizes.
Totally. It's an experience. Yeah, it's a full experience.
Before the movie, I was like, people were ready to go.
Well, and that scene, I think, is the best acting in all the Star Wars movies, which the Star Wars movies aren't known for, like, their acting. They've got great stories and great moments, but the acting with Ewan McGregor's scene with the I loved you, you were a brother, that scene to me is just, like, high point peak. Like, that's the best Star Wars scene, in my opinion. I absolutely love that moment. But as far as the prequels go, Alice, not to spoil anything, but Dante, since you know, if you watch 4, 5, and 6, the movies are about Luke, right? He's the main character. You can watch 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6 are now about somebody else. They've rewritten 4, 5, and 6 to the focus point is it's now Vader's redemptive story as opposed to Luke's story. And that's only because of the prequels. They've changed the focus of who the main character is. And I think that watching it in that order gives you that ability to say, like, 4, 5, and 6 have totally new meaning now because of who you're watching, because you know his backstory. And I think that's just, even though I have a ton of issues with the prequels.
It's kind of about Darth Vader. The whole story, not really about Luke, it's really about Darth Vader, the whole thing.
Yeah, but you don't know that until the prequels.
But then what about add the last 3?
I mean, I enjoyed them. I thought they were fun. I loved the first one. I thought it was a really fun time. I remember watching it in theaters and just thinking, like, that was a Star Wars movie. That was cool. I mean, because the man that never fails. Who's the composer?
John Huston.
Yeah, he never fails, right? And so it's like, even if other things in Star Wars seem to fall flat, that music's just going to take you to the universe, and you're going to feel like you're watching a Star Wars movie, even if you're not in love with what's on screen. And I've enjoyed that experience all the way through all of them. So
what I picked up watching all the movies is like, it's really the Star Wars thing is all about the Skywalker family, if anything. Whether it's Darth, whether it's Anakin or Luke or even the child later on, which is Rey, like the pseudo. She takes the name.
Yep.
None of them finished their Jedi training. None of them.
No. Hey, what does that mean for all of us upcoming artists?
I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. Oh my God! Every single one, even Leia's in the middle of her training. I gotta go.
Yep. And what does that mean? At some point, you got to put the books down and get to it.
Finish your damn training, Skywalker. You might survive.
No, just get in. You just got to put the books down and get in there and make it happen. You know, that's life.
Thank you for the conversation. I
appreciate y'all. Thanks, y'all.
Happy holidays. Say hi to your wife.
Happy holidays. I loved your book. Thanks for writing it. It was amazing. Thanks for signing it. I appreciate it.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Bye.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Great conversation with Brandon.
It's great.
That's awesome.
We have one more person.
We have one more person? Do we though?
Well, we have a 2 VIP guests.
Okay, who's the person?
And
I'll
then
bring
the
it
second
in.
one is.
What's the second VIP?
Here, Richard. Here, Ricardo.
Ricky.
Ricky. Runners.
Okay, let's bring in Ricky.
R.I. Ricky.
Ricky. No.
No, there is a lot of Ricky. Ricky, if you're in the room,
Hold on a second. I can
send a request.
I saw.
Here it is. Here's
Second.
our first guest.
Okay, we got this guest. Okay. All right, this is a heated conversation today, my friends. This is a heated conversation.
Whoa!
Yeah, shout out to my boy.
Oh
What's up, guys?
Extraordinaire from Los Angeles. A good friend of mine. You guys out there, this is Storm Santos. He's a good friend of mine, but he's also an amazing photographer in Los Angeles, and we've done some work together. But he's also a big Star Wars fan, amongst other things. He got the lightsaber on the arm, you guys. He's not around.
Let's do it. I got my movie candy.
Yes. Okay, so this is Alice's first time watching any Star Wars movie. I love Rogue One. It's probably top 1 or 2. Empire Strikes Back.
Now I know, Stormy, why you
Return of the Jedi.
Now I know.
Can we sit back and let Storm talk? Can we sit back and let Storm talk?
Now I know, Stormy, why did you move on?
This is when you see friends get on a live chat. Everyone starts acting wild and shit. the internet demeanor starts to like.
Rogue One.
Yeah, earlier in the week when Alice posted, we're gonna watch Rogue One, my first Star Wars movie, and I said, you should dump Dante. He's doing you dirty.
It's such a great movie. It's such a great movie.
Oh my God, thank you.
You know what? To start off with this whole conversation, I think it's
I barely made it.
Can you let the man talk?
I fall asleep twice.
Don't fall asleep for Star Wars.
You know what? There's two types of people who watch Star Wars. There's people who treat it like a religion. You know, it is, or they've never seen it. There's no in between. No one's ever like, oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, I feel like. And I feel like right now is the worst time in history to be a Star Wars fan or to like want to get into Star Wars.
Okay.
There's too much. You understand? So I think the reason Rogue One is so it stands out in like everybody's mind and being like, I love that movie. Yes. Is because it came at a time when Star Wars was kind of like in its kind of like a dark period. There wasn't that much, you know what I mean? Like, I think Force Awakens had just came out, and everyone was like 50-50. They were like, that kind of feels like a New Hope reboot, but it was cool. It wasn't too terrible. And then people are coming off like, you know, the prequels now, I think most people are like, I love the prequels. Like, a lot of people have come around on the prequels. Like,
during the time Rogue One came out, we hate the prequels.
Exactly. So when Rogue One came out, the prequels were like not in the best light of everyone. So I think when Rogue One came out, it was like this dry, like war kind of movie, and it had characters that were like had good like performances in for the most part in like a sci-fi movie. You know what I mean? It took the material super seriously. So people walked away being like, holy shit, that was the best Star Wars movie since fucking the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so real.
And then
they're playing for real.
Yeah, they weren't putting any punches. You know, it was they took it super seriously. And I think that's what fans just want. At the end of the day, that is all fans want. They don't Star Wars is like politics in my household. If you don't like fully are in about it all the time, I don't want to talk about it with you, because people will. it's like politics or religion. Like, it's not a good time if we're not on the same page. And I complain about Star Wars like any other really great. Star Wars fans are aggressive. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what's so funny is like we're talking about one single movie. And I caught the last guy who was talking about it, but no one's even really talking about the movie by itself. Star Wars in its own thing, you can't talk about one movie.
What are your favorite character? What's your favorite character in the movie, and what's your favorite moment in the movie?
Okay, K2SO is my favorite character in the whole movie.
He's a favorite character. Everyone.
Why not?
Why are you yelling?
You yelling?
Okay, he's great.
Because I think K2SO, number one, Alec Tudyk, come on. He's like incredible. Number two, I think he literally defines and symbolizes Star Wars as a whole. Out of all the characters in that movie.
You're getting heavy in this damn.
100%. Yeah, man. I paid $100,000 to go to art school. You know, I'm going to talk about it in symbol.
Let's talk about
I do think that he symbolizes Star Wars as a whole, though. You know, it takes it seriously. It takes itself seriously when it needs to, but also can have Star Wars. The original ones were so sassy. If you really break it down, like they were such sassy, kind of like we're doing this, but God.
It's like telling you, like, because Lucas originally wanted to do Flash Gordon, but he couldn't get the right Flash Gordon. That's
why if you pay attention to the Clone Wars, the animated show, there's a narration before every episode, and it's like old-timey Flash Gordon. This is the episode of where we're going, and it's like because that was what he was a fan of.
That was the inspiration. That's kind of like not
Flash Gordon and Dune.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. Flash Gordon and Dune were his two major inspirations.
Dune's heavy though.
It is, but if you look at all of the artwork, the sand crawlers are literally a ripoff from Dune. The sandworm that come out of the asteroid, it's straight up from Dune. It just rips off Dune straight up.
So the worm, that's it.
Mm-hmm. So going back to K2SO, I think when you're scoffing at something, he's also scoffing at something, and that is like literally, I think the essence. Like I think Han Solo is the heart and soul of Star Wars at the end of the day, because he's us. He's us watching this ridiculous shit going around, like wizards with laser swords walking around. Like on paper, it sounds ridiculous, but the fact that there's a character in those movies that represents us, the watcher, also scoffing at the ridiculousness but going along with the ride, is perfect. And then when he dies at the end, he's the one that you feel the worst about. When Cassian and Jyn Erso, when they blow up at the end of the planet, you're like, yeah, I knew that was coming. But when K2SO dies, you didn't know that character. You didn't know what type of...
That was the saddest death. That was the
saddest death. And I think that's why people love Star Wars. Because the expectations are there, but when it gives you something that you don't, when it averts an expectation, that's when you're like, oh no, how could I care about something that's inanimate?
Yeah.
On paper, it's inanimate.
Right.
And that's the whole essence, is like the mascots of Star Wars are two droids, R2 and C-3PO. They're like our guides. And K2SO is like Han and C-3PO and R2 all put together.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah,
also Jar Jar Binks.
Everyone has... it's really hard. I feel really bad because I know the dude who plays Jar Jar Binks.
The homie.
Yeah, he's the homie, and he got such a bad rap, dude. Like, all he was like trying to...
Do his thing,
especially because, like, George Lucas put him in a position being like, yo, this is going to be for kids. And he was like, all right.
No, but my boy Jack DeSena, who plays Sokka on Avatar,
like Jack. Mm-hmm.
He has a thing where he goes, I feel like Jar Jar Binks was supposed to become a Darth Sith. I said, what? Like Jar Jar? He goes, why? Because I think they created him as the antithesis of Yoda, where he was going to become evil, as opposed to Yoda, who was like this questionable character, became good. And I was like, that's an interesting. But they got so much pushback on him. They built hard.
They were like, mm-mm. You ever seen Fanboys with Seth Rogen has a cameo in it? That movie, they're trying to break into Skywalker Ranch to watch episode 1. Seth Rogen has a cameo where they're walking into a convention, and he has a huge tattoo of Jar Jar Binks on his back. And this movie takes place right before episode 1 comes out, and he's like, this character is going to be the shit. He's going to be the best character. He's going to be the future. Alice, did you like Rogue One?
You didn't like it? You didn't like it?
No,
I
didn't
enjoy it?
I didn't, like, to be honest, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it as, like, big, expensive, blockbuster film. But I didn't rate it as much as how Dante expected me to relate it.
I didn't expect anything. I wasn't expecting anything. Storm, I didn't expect anything. I live life with no expectations.
Oh, yeah.
I expected some hot pot, but,
But people said.
So I think what it comes down to, like what I was saying, is right now is a terrible time to get into Star Wars. Is because for so long, there was stuff that people didn't like. It was like the prequels didn't like it, like this era where we only had the original trilogy. So people just watched that original trilogy over and over and over and over so many times that it became embedded into your brain that you just know those characters like you know your friend. Yeah. So I think now there's so many avenues to go to like experience Star Wars. It's like you can watch the trilogy, the prequel, the sequel trilogy, the spin-offs, the Mandalorian. There's a lot of different avenues versus give or take 15 years ago growing up. You can watch the original trilogy. Yeah. And that's kind of it. So you gotta
like it because that's what it was.
That's what it was. Either you like it or you didn't.
You had that one hip-hop song in the 80s that came out. Y'all like that song because that was all the hip-hop rap you're going to get until the next York 2 months from now. You got an album. You're like, I love this song too.
I think you would.
Exactly.
But now there's so much hip-hop rap that's like, but you like that down south stuff. You like that.
Where do you want
things of it? You can say, I just don't want to listen to it.
There's so many avenues. And you're like, well, is this good? Is this bad? Because especially because the fandom is so divisive. Yeah. It's like American politics. There's literally people love it and people hate it. You know what I mean?
Oh, we might be stuck somewhere like COVID, and you just gotta watch all the whole trilogy, all of them. Just go ham. Mm-hmm. Watch the Godfather.
I was watching. It's funny because he was saying the last guy who was on here, he was like, "Oh, I like Rogue One so much because it wasn't like it's just regular people without superpowers."
Yeah.
And I fundamentally disagree with him because I think the original Star Wars, the very first one, was about regular people who got caught up in really exciting scenarios. It still was about people at the end of the day. Everything else was like just kind of exciting, you know? You look at like, nope.
Actually kind of slow. Like New Hope, it's like you think
New Hope,
but you're like, hold on a second, nothing actually happened that much in my
memory.
No,
it is a super, super slow character movie. And that's why, I still think, like everybody else on the planet Earth, Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest films of all time. But I think Star Wars, before it was even called The New Hope, it was just called Star Wars. That was it. They didn't give it the moniker until way later. The original movie, I think...
Chapter 3 on it? Did it always say Chapter 3? Did The New Hope always say...
No, New Hope just said it was just Star Wars. And then later, they put Chapter 4, Episode 4, New Hope. And I think when you look at that movie, it also sets groundwork for... It tells you everything you need to know right then and there. And it only tells you as much as you need to know. And that was the beauty of it. It's like, a lot of these other movies, they like spoon feed you information.
Watch New Hope, Alice. Now she gotta watch New Hope. We'll do a movie night at your house, Storm. You gotta get it.
Don't play with my emotions. Hot Pot and Star Wars. Yeah. I'm there. But I think Rogue One is really good because I think it was the first positive thing to come out of Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Disney hasn't always owned Star Wars, Alice. They bought the franchise back in 2010, 2009.
That of course that I know, but
she knows the business.
I do know business side of the story.
Yeah,
but
I mean it was so
I watched it
huge.
I didn't watch the old Star Wars film knowing how breakdown inside, but I feel like.
But now you're in.
Do you think? I have a question. Do you think Star Wars is gonna come after, let's say, 100 years later, or 50 years later, or 80 years later? It doesn't matter.
1,000 years later.
1,000 years later. Do you think the Star Wars become a new religion?
How do religions get started? I'm not going to dive down that deep, divisive hole, but look at Star Wars now. You know they're going to celebrate their 50th anniversary?
Yes.
Lucasfilm is going to... It's nuts. People didn't think that this was going to go more than 3 months, and now we're 50 years in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You could. They have their own con celebration.
Yeah, you can join the Clone War, the Clone Troopers 501 Legion, and like they're a huge community that go and do charity events.
Yeah.
And they dress up in their
Mandalorian. There's Mandalorian. There's a Rebel Alliance. There's also Empire Legions.
Yeah.
So it's gotten so big and so community driven that at the end of Mandalorian, there's a huge stormtrooper face-off. Mandalorian versus 50, 60, 70 stormtroopers. Those stormtroopers that are in that scene are the 501st Legion, which is a group of community all around the country of people who just build their own armor, create their own identification number, just for out of fun, and go do charity events and go to the cons. Lucasfilm hired those people to be in that scene because their armor is so accurate. So it just goes to show you how strong the community of this. And we watched
they captured me 501st. They captured me at a con, and they paraded around the con as a prisoner.
They're like, "Hey man, you look familiar. Give us some shit."
Yeah.
We watched Mandalorian last night, and I was looking at Danielle, and I was like, "Isn't this crazy that all of this and the way people talk about this, the theme park, the billions and billions of dollars, are because one dude wrote a movie about like space in his bedroom?"
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a new religion.
It already is to some people, is what I would argue. It already is to some folks.
There are some people who follow this dog is trying to say hello.
New dog?
Hi, he's a target dog.
He's a target dog.
That's Bebop.
Bebop. That's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles drop right there.
We named her from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop. I know Cowboy Bebop.
Well, the ship in that is shaped like her head.
We're gonna come visit you sometime soon.
Please come over.
Okay, well, I'll hit you up later on. Thank you for joining us. I love it.
Yes.
Drop some knowledge on the people. Storm Santa.
Man. Bye, guys.
Bye. Say hi to Danielle.
Say hi to Danielle.
I will.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, do we have time for the last person? Because we're gonna get shut out.
Yeah. All right. Let's
see. Let me see if we get.
Let's try one more time, and then we started late.
I know, and this is Star Wars, so people are getting all into it, which I love because the conversation is like really
Ricky.
What it's about. I know I'm looking for Ricky. Ricky, he's not here.
Ricky.
Ricky.
Let
me see.
W. Double Y. R I.
No. I don't see him. Hold on a second.
Did we miss that? This one.
Oh, there you go. Let's get Ricky Ramirez in
really
here.
Quick. We ran out of time.
Oh. Yo!
Oh, shout out!
What's up, guys?
On it, Ricky.
Oh my God! I thought I wasn't gonna be able to join.
Technical difficulties. We got you.
I had some technical difficulties. I couldn't send my request at first.
I know. I couldn't find you. I was like, "Where's this dude at?"
Where is
it wasn't letting me send the request at all.
It's all good. We're here now. Let's talk Rogue. Drop off.
Let me set the phone in the middle. I have a friend over.
Hi.
His name is John.
What's up, John?
Happy
holidays.
You might have to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait. What did he say?
So what are you talking about? Rogue One. You see the movie? You want to drop any knowledge about the film or anything?
Rogue One. It was a pretty it was a badass movie. I don't know if I could curse, but
it's all good.
It was pretty amazing. It was basically the movie where it's how they tell you how they got the plans to
they explained the backstory. They showed how hard it was to find that information. You know, it was great too because it showed the effort and how much the rebels wanted it. But at the same time, I don't say that I love the movie, but I think it was well illustrated. It explained it properly. All the characters played a significant role. It made me cry a little when some of the rebels sacrificed for Rogue One.
They're all dying.
They all died.
This is a death mission, you guys. Rogue One is a death mission.
Suicide.
We can't make it out.
Yeah.
It was
Well, you guys are Star Wars heads. Where do you guys put Rogue One in the pantheon of Star Wars films?
That's a good one. Rogue One, I guess I would say you're gonna be shocked, but I know you're gonna hate me after this. I'm gonna go with the prequels first.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say that.
Thank
The
you for
prequels
From
first.
that young generation, from that younger generation, let's go
Nah.
for the prequel.
being honest.
Go for
I'm
it.
being honest.
Exactly.
I'm being honest. So yeah, I'm gonna put the prequels first, then Rogue One, then the new series. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like because well actually let me tell you, I started watching Star Wars. I'm kind of like you, Alice, so don't feel alone.
Thank you.
I I actually the reason I started watching Star Wars, you guys, I hopped on the train. I'm not gonna lie, but it's actually pretty. I got really into it. Was because of the Mandalorian. Everybody was just talking about this green little dude, Baby Yoda, and I thought he looked pretty adorable. I'm like, you know what? The show looks cool. I'm gonna give the show a shot without watching any Star Wars movies. And yeah, and as I started watching The Mandalorian, I started realizing like, okay, I'm kind of curious why this character like has this, or what does his weapon mean, or like, you know, you start seeing a lot of characters from like shows from like the original Star Wars movies,
right?
And I'm kind of just confused. So
you gotta
Mandalorian kind of basically, I had no choice. I had no choice but to watch all the movies.
Yeah, that's what I did. It's crazy how it all links in. You know what I'm saying? In a crazy way.
And if you watched it,
it's amazing.
if you watch season 2,
no,
I haven't seen it. I gotta get in.
Alice, you need Alice. I feel like if you start like me, you're like Dante probably won't agree, but but if you watch The Mandalorian, if you kind of see like a little bit of fun, I feel like you'll start like wanting to learn more about the characters and their backstory.
Just gonna start loving it. Yeah,
and
I'll do that.
You know, but I think you guys definitely. Dante, do you watch The Mandalorian?
I have not watched the second season yet.
So you guys should watch it together. You should watch The Mandalorian with it together.
Okay.
For sure. My favorite character back to Rogue One, my favorite character from Rogue One would actually be it was Diego Luna, the Cassian Andor.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Just cause, you know, I love like you guys were talking about, there was a lot of minorities, and you know,
Isn't it amazing?
The diversity.
I love it. And just
we in space. No, we in space also.
You said what?
I said we also in space. We also in space.
Yes.
The Asian Latinos are also in space.
Yes. Yeah, indubitably.
Yeah. Yeah. So just seeing like, you know, a Hispanic representative, like kind of like, I watched Narcos before I watched. Like I said, I started watching Star Wars this year. Just seeing like someone. Have you guys watched Narcos?
Yeah.
Narcos Mexico?
Of course.
Diego Luna, Felix Miguel Angel. Dude.
He's
Hey,
good.
fun fact.
Right, but I mean, this is what people talk about. Representation matters, and representation does matter. It's not everything, but it does mean something to us, the audience.
I mean, this is story-wise makes sense too. It doesn't have to be all white. It doesn't have to be all certain.
We all in space.
In this like imaginary sci-fi space,
They got
sci-fi
octopus
film.
people.
And
they got octopus people.
Yep.
Chewbacca.
You tell me they ain't got no Latinos in space? They got Chewbaccas.
Exactly.
Hey, and I don't know if you guys know, but Diego Luna is gonna star in the new 2022 series. It's called Andor. He's gonna be in Star Wars revealed like a whole new series of shows they're gonna release throughout 2021 and 2022, and Diego Luna is gonna have his own show, and it's called Andor. So
anything to do with his character?
I'm pretty happy.
Does it have anything to do with his character from Rogue One?
Yeah, because I'm assuming because it's called Andor, and Andor was his name, right? I believe.
I don't know. I forget his whole name.
No, I forgot his name too. I think it was Andor. But
on the announcement, his face was also part of it as well.
Okay, I'm gonna check.
You know, if his face is not part of it, then why is it? You know, why show it, right?
Good to see it. Yo, thank you so much for joining us on this stream. Thank you for watching the movie. Thank you for getting that hoodie. Yo,
yes, sir. Fire Nation, baby.
Fire Nation. Happy holidays.
I love you guys so much.
They're cool. Everyone had so much great things to say about
I know.
Rogue One. It was a beautiful stream. We went long. We started late, but here we are. Next week's the last show of the year for Monday Cinema Club.
Is Hook.
So we're watching Hook. We're watching Hook. So join us for Hook.
If you watch the film Hook, I watch it under the pressure, so I'm gonna watch it again. If you watched it, or if you watch it again, come join our show.
And for next season, we're probably gonna add another Star Wars to the whole Cinema Club thing because it gets so heated up in here.
I know, but I love that people like being so passionate about film, movies, art. It's so great. I love it.
I love it too. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week. Watch Hook. We'll hang out with you guys next week. I'm gonna say
Alice
goodbye.
looks like Padme.
Padme.
Who's Padme?
She's like Natalie Portman's character in the
prequels.
Thank
you so much.
I explained everything. You gotta watch the movies. You're just asking questions about things.
Well, it's not a bad thing to know things.
I know. Have a great week. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Jonte.
I'm Alice.
See you guys next week. Watch Hook. We'll see you. Be bangering.